Hi everyone, welcome to your Tuesday Thoughts video, which is the tarot reading that I do for you on a Tuesday. Today I'm going to read some tarot. I've got a few other different oracle decks around as well, so I'm just going to go through those. I've already grounded and opened up my own energy. I've got a candle burning, I've got some incense burning, and I also poured myself a glass of water because sometimes I need it just to clear the throat when I talk. But I've put it in a wine glass. I can assure you, it's just water. But there's something about that. There's something about, I mean, today I put on some sparkle. I put on some sparkly earrings, and I've had a nice, you know, it just almost changes the way I feel about the glass of water. And it makes me want to drink it. Not that I'm an alcoholic or anything, but there's just something about the presentation. So I don't know if that's going to come up, but here we are. Let's do a reading. I'm just going to find somewhere to put this so it doesn't fall, and get on with the reading. So today is Tuesday, the 14th of March 2023. The sun's coming out. It was a bit grey and rainy this morning. It is still morning. It's 27 minutes past 11. I think this is a little bit fast, the computer, and my phone has gone so fast. So time for me is a weird one because when the clocks change, I make a point of changing it because mine doesn't necessarily automatically do it. And throughout the year, it speeds up. So now my phone, the time on my phone is now 16 minutes fast. I have no idea why it does that, but every time I check the time, I have to kind of work out, okay, back 16 minutes because you're 16 minutes fast. So I'm usually fairly on time for most things now, which is good, but it is a weird one. And I think my laptop is actually run fast as well, so it's a little bit faster than the actual time. So maybe time's going to come up. I've just been shuffling the tarot. As I say, I read for entertainment. I think we have to say that on YouTube. This is just a general pointer to the energy of the week. It's a beautiful day. This is St. Patrick's week. In London, we had the St. Patrick's Day parade on Sunday. Didn't actually get to it myself because I was doing some yoga and some other things here. But it was quite a success. I saw some amazing photos of it. So well done to everyone who took part. That was just beautiful and brilliant, and great to see that Irish representation in such a positive light in the middle of London. It's always lovely to see that. But it is St. Patrick's Day on Friday, so there'll be lots of people who have holiday, particularly at home in Ireland, and there'll be lots of cities around the world celebrating, turning their rivers green and drowning the shamrock, as my mother reminded me, and, you know, having a pint of Guinness or a little whiskey just to toast Irishness as well. It's not only just St. Patrick. I think that message has possibly got lost, but an Irishness, this open welcome, you know, Céad Míle Fáilte, 100,000 welcomes, this whole vibration of people being welcome, and something, perhaps that's a reminder of something we all need to remind ourselves all of as well. So today, in this week, we're just going to see what the energy is, what messages can come through, and I can feel my nose running a little, so I'm just going to pause it for a second. Sorry about that, very quick. But it has a tendency to do that when I'm kind of in the flow of the stream of consciousness. That's what's coming through. So let's do a little reading for you all. I hope you're well. If you have time off this week, particularly school-going people, that's great. Enjoy space, enjoy feeling what it's like just to have a bit of free time, even if you're, you know, at your job or at your I'm going to take that one because it jumped the furthest. You know, if you're doing part-time work or if you're doing study, you know, but just enjoy that you've been given maybe a day off, you know. I think it's a long weekend for some people as well. I'm lucky enough myself to have Friday off too, so I might go and partake in a little beverage just to toast my heritage as well. I'm not all clean and what would you say, what's the word? I partake in a little alcohol with moderation now and again. So enough of that. Let's get some tarot cards. Oh yeah, I'm getting now, there's nothing like a nice glass of red wine. I've been talking about that to my friends recently. There's just something about sitting down to a glass. I'm not talking every night. I'm not talking, you know, that it becomes a crutch. But just now and again. Oh, there's another one. It's nice to, you know, have that, especially if you can have it with, you know, someone that you're connected with and that you want to socialize. You know, just that social aspect of meeting somebody and having a chat and, you know, going through life and its tribulations and allowing yourself to express maybe a part of yourself that you haven't given yourself the freedom, or you've not had anyone to share that with. It's funny I mentioned part-time work. That's come up. Interesting. And we'll just take one more tarot, I think, and we'll get 5. So yeah, I hope you're doing something nice. If you've got time off, I hope you get good weather. Let's wish for good weather now for this weekend. Usually we can bring that forward. We can bring Ra into our lives, the sun god, and just say, can you shine on us and shine, make it a great weekend. And we've got a lovely fertility card there at the end as well, which is interesting, coming up to Easter, etc. So on the bottom of the card, sometimes I'll read the bottom of the deck, sometimes I won't. It just depends on the vibe. It depends on if I look. So today I've looked, and it's the Death card. I'm trying to find a way to show that to you because the light is quite strong in here, although the sun hasn't quite come around to face me just yet. But Death is all about rebirth. So the fact that you've had the Death card means that something is ending, so something new is beginning. So there is an ending, and because of an ending, something new is starting. Okay, so just to be aware that, you know, that might be important for you. Something has ended, but because of that ending, newness can now come in. So I'm just wondering where to pop those. I'll pop them there. So I don't know what the first 2 cards are, but I'm going to turn over the first one now. Okay, so the first one is the 5 of Wands. Oh my God, the light. Oh my God. Not sure if you, even if you can just see the images, because you can't really see the words. 5 of Wands. So you can see here that there's a bit of a commotion going on. The Wands point to fire sign, fire energy, which can be aggressive if not channeled in the right way. And there seems to be a defensiveness here and a fighting. So there's some discontent. There's some, we call it kind of in-house fighting. So it could be within a family, there could be arguments. It could be within a business, there's something irritating within the business, within employees, within different levels of structure, that there is some kind of discontent happening here. And it's not that you're not able to stand your ground, it's just you might have to go through this little difficult part. And you might feel that everyone is against you. So it can also point to you feeling maybe a victim, or you feeling that there is a great oppression. So there's more against you and you're standing up against all of these different people or all these different regimes or all these different systems. And they're making life difficult for you. So they're causing you a difficulty and you're causing you to kind of fight your corner and stand up for yourself. So that's the first one. I'll try and make it quick. The second one is the 2 of Swords. And the 2 of Swords can point to a choice, so one way or the other. But it also points to you not being willing to look at what's around you. So she's got the blindfold on. So she's not prepared to look at her options. She has 2 options, but she's not actually seeing them. She's not seeing what's around her. So there's a need to remove the blindfold and actually look clearly at what is happening. Look clearly at your situation. There's a lot of air with the swords. The swords point to the air signs. So there's a lot of mind going on. There's possibly a lot of worry and a lot of convicted thinking. So she's convinced herself of a certain thing, and then she's put the blindfold on. She can't see what else is around her. It might also point to there being a choice, that she's got 2 paths, that she needs to decide which path to go down. And you may be able to just see here tiny in the corner, there's a little butterfly, so it's a transformation. So she's going to have to take off the blindfold and choose a path and move down it and walk down it, and that will transform her life. But it requires her to actually look at what is around her, stop ignoring what is around her. And we've got the moon here, so I think it's the new moon, which would be, I think we have that coming up in the equinox, because it could point to the equinox time, which I think is around 21-22 March. There's a lot of birds flying around, so a lot of thoughts, and there's actually 3 little butterflies. So mind, body and soul. So different things that you want, different elements that you want strong in your life. You know, the pivotal one, the big one, but then there's other little elements that you want to come through as well. It's like buying a home, so that's the big thing. But then how do you furnish it? And then how do you create a home in it? So there's different levels of this thing that you're moving towards. But there's a necessity to take all of that mind thinking, mind thought, and realize the options that are ahead of you. Realize what you have. And so the next card is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is money. So you're going to be gifted money. You're going to receive money. There's money coming in. Just check that lottery ticket. This can be a win. This can be a gift. There's also work here. So it can be new work, new business, a new position in business, which results in money. So this is the hand of God that's delivering this. And you can see this path. So you've gone from fighting against possibly your own inner demons, possibly others, not necessarily physically fighting or creating real issues, but there is you're coming up against difficulty in this one, and here you're having to decide how you move forward. Do you stay where you are? Do you move forward? And in this one, it's showing you that if you move forward, if you choose one of the paths, it's a very fertile path. You've got flowers blooming. You've got the archway here, which is giving you that stability, giving you that that's drawing you forward so that you can go through. It's sort of a holy gateway. What do they call it? It's like an opening, like a portal. So you're moving forward through this, perhaps into another dimension, perhaps bringing the dimensions together, 2 sides, bringing the 2 sides, the 2 elements that you're questioning, and you can actually see that you can go down the middle and have the 2 sides together. And as you move forward, there may be some work, there may be some effort that is required of you, but it will result in money. This is money that's coming. This is a reward. This is a financial gain. So it needs you to move forward so that it can be delivered. And it's an ace, which is a great card. And then we see here the 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles can point to you working at a craft at home. So this could be a sideline. This could be a little job that you pick up, that you do sort of part-time, or that you do from home. So you can see here he's working on his pentacles. So again, the pentacles are the work. They're the finances. And he's measuring out here on this pentacle. He's drawing. So he's the craftsman. So there's a craft or some element that you're practicing and you're working on at home, which is going to lead to money. And so that might mean that you create a little workshop at home. That might mean that you have to take time away from the world to dedicate, to put into study and learning and crafting and practicing so that you can create the best product. And he's in service, so he is, drawing something out, he's preparing something, he's making something. So that eventually will be something that will be in another's hand, so they will be able to have, to hold, to purchase, leading to him receiving the coins. So it's very creative, despite being worked. So again, there's this level of work, there's this level of effort, this level of taking time to do due diligence, to do study, to do reading, to do crafting, making, and that needs time and effort. But you can see as well, we've got some little shoots here, some little shoots in the ground growing up. So that points to that it is a period of growth, and it might be in the beginnings, but everything has to start. You know, the plants I've been planting recently, the plants start with a seed, and then the seed grows and takes root and form and structure, and then it can push up through the earth like this has done. It's pushing up, and the possibility of growth outside here with the trees, you know, there's endless ways that this can go, but you have to be the one who, when you're at home, a bit like this video, you know, when you're at home, that you sit and you do the work, you learn about the cards, you learn about reading, and then you do the work, you put yourself on film, you put yourself in the camera, and then you put it out to the world. So it does take time and effort, because I'm using time in my day, I'm using the knowledge that I've gained, I'm using the products that I have in order to offer this piece of work, in a sense. So that's interesting. So there's going to be some sort of working from home, working on a job from your home place or workshop. Craft, it does seem to be some sort of craft that you'll be what's the word, perfecting. So you'll be working on something in order to make it really, really good. And then you have the Empress. So the Empress can point to a real fertile period. So she's very connected to nature. So that might point to Easter. She's fertile. She is got everything that she needs. She's available. She's in her fullness, you know, as a woman. She's very much the mother, very much mother energy, very much Gaia energy. So all this nature, it's like Mother Earth. So it's all the goodness that can bring. It's connecting to that. Particularly now coming up to Easter. Easter is all about fertility. It's all about new growth. We've got all the plants starting to blossom. The daffodils are coming out. Mother Nature is showing us how fertile she is. She's showing us that she moves with the seasons. And this period of rebirth, of blooming, is coming into you. And harvest as well. She's got lots of hay here, or wheat possibly, and there's loads of fruit and different things spilling out here. So there's a great abundance coming. There's, you know, the natural world can provide. So it might encourage you to plant some food as well. I've been planting herbs, some dill and thyme and basil, and I've also got some lettuce that I have to plant. So you can plant your own food as well. And there is a waterfall here. So there's a gushing of energy, a gushing of emotion, which you need for the growth to occur. Bear with. Sorry about that. I was just feeling a bit of... So, and she's dressed in this dress, and it's got roses all over it. She has a crown. So she has reached the epitome of powerful female, the powerful reproductive woman, the powerful feminine energy, strong. There's great strength with her, and she's looking out onto her fields, and they are lush. She has no lack. There is everything. She is not needing anything. So it can point to that, even though you're having this difficult period where you're fighting, perhaps fighting yourself, perhaps unsure how to move forward creatively, and knowing that there's sort of two paths, and you need to actually look at it. You need to look at where you're going to go. There's options here, but you're not seeing your options, and perhaps your option is to step forward on this new road, to step forward, and it will take effort and diligence, and you know, there is a requirement for you to start again with this. You know, it could be new business, something is happening, new life, but the pentacles point to work, point to finance. So something new coming to you, and it could be money, it could be a win, and that might actually help you set up your workshop, help you set up your working from home business, help you dedicate time. You might go part-time so you can dedicate time to making the thing that you're making. You might, the money that comes in might allow you to dedicate yourself full-time to this new endeavor. So it's remembering that you can start. A lot of businesses start at home, and a lot of people don't need to become these monstrosities of corporations where they own everything and they've got so much money that they can produce another new thing. And you know, there's enough room for cottage industry. There's enough room for developing your own product and bringing it out into the world. And that takes effort and work and maybe some hours of preparation. Often when you're practicing some skill, like a healing or a holistic endeavor, there's a level of study that you have to do, of, you know, continued professional development that you have to engage in. So you work from home on these things so that you can carry on the work to bring in, to keep yourself running as a business. So it's very much a craft. It's very much giving it time, working on it, and then you will receive the blessings of it. It is worth it. You will receive abundance. You'll be able to grow this business so it bears fruit. You'll be able to grow and stabilize your life so that you have no lack, so that there is no worry. You've got two trees together here at the back, so there is strength in that rootedness, strength in that the tree trunk is so strong as it grows up. You can lean back on it and just feel the strength of it. And so it's showing you that, you know, if you go forward in this way, that you will be rewarded and you will be strong and stable. And you will be fed by the waters and the light and the earth. So very much connected to earth as well. So there might be some earthy elements to this new endeavor. And it's funny because we had the death card, we had a new beginning, ending of something, a new beginning. So we wonder what this is about. So I think the next set of cards we will go for is the Ask Your Guides, which I really, really like. They can be very clear. What are we on now? 22. I always say I'm not going to go on for long, and I just can't help it. But I'm trying to get through fairly quickly. But it'd be lovely to know if some of this resonates, if you are starting something new, if you have a desire to start something new, if you want to try new work, or if you want to work from home. A lot of people working from home now because of their situation since the whole lockdowns. Our work has changed, and so with technology we can do that. We can work from home and we can reach people all over the world, and it saves time as well because you're not commuting. I think I was but I was kind of moaning a little bit about a commute yesterday, because sometimes I spend about 4 hours commuting on a day, and that's a bit draining, and it's not very helpful because it takes up a lot of time. And working from home certain days of the week might help you by offering back some of that time. Okay, that one's flown, so I'm going to go get that. I'll just get it now. Okay, so the first one is your higher self. So your higher self, you can see that there is some frustration here as well. So this connects brilliantly with this one. So there's some argument, there's some disagreement, there's some anger, there's shouting and gesturing, and perhaps you're focused on that quite a lot. You can see with the magnifying glass, you're really focused on it. You're really into the nitty-gritty of it. Oh, it's judgment. So it's being aware not to judge the situation too much, not to judge another too much. It's about moving up to your higher self, moving up to the expanse of you and looking at the situation with different eyes. Seeing each person's truth, as it were, which is the next card. Seeing that each individual has their own truth. And again, there might be an element of this being about your two sides. You're choosing which way to go. There is this disagreement within you in that you have to decide which way to go, and you know, it's this tug of war in your mind, perhaps, that you're unable to decide. Or it could just be some, you know, disagreements with others, and that there's a necessity to look at it differently, look with higher eyes, and look at it without the judgment. So moving into your higher self. So taking yourself out of your personality and out of being stuck in it, and that it's, you know, oh, it's about you and stuff like that. Take yourself higher and see the perspective. What is it really like? From angelic eyes, you can look down on it and you can go, what's really happening here? What do I really need to see? You know, if I get too involved, if I blow it out of proportion, magnify it so it's bigger than it needs to be careful about that, because you're adding that judgment energy into it, and you want to free yourself from that judgment energy. You want to see the truth of it. You want to see, it's interesting, a little candle today. You want to see the candle of light within everyone, including yourself. You want to see the truth of the situation. What is it revealing to you? What is it telling you? What advice are you getting from it? What information are you getting from it? This center light that you hold, what is that telling you? What is your intuition telling you? And it is about shedding light on the situation. So shedding that spiritual light onto the situation to see it clearly. And that is, again, we've got higher self. So it's moving into that higher self, looking at it with fresh eyes, looking at it with compassion. So the solar plexus here is very present. So this energy of the yellow, the sun, the self-esteem, the ego, the emotions, how you digest the world, how you feel the world. That's relevant. How you feel about the situation. Is it affecting your self-esteem? But again, bring the light of your higher self through to you. Sit with the light of your higher self within. And that then will help you see it differently. That will help you manage this discomfort, this issue. And that will leave you then, once you make your choice, free to move forward in a better path. But it requires that you bring more of that higher energy down, bring more of your spiritual self into this issue to clear it. And the card that jumped way over there, oh, lovely, community. So you can see here we've got 3 holding hands, working together, friendship. There is space between them. I'm noticing that there is space between them. So everyone is given their own personal, private space. But nevertheless, there is this link. So it's about linking with others. And it could be to do with your work as well. There could be a necessity to work on this thing part-time and bring it out into the community, just like this video, bringing it out into the community, linking people together. This message may resonate with a certain amount of people, so it's linking those beings together. And you see in the background we've got lots and lots of ancestors, and they're a little bit faded, so it would point to me to being people who've passed over. So people who are around us, but we don't necessarily see them very clearly. We can get, as a medium, you can get an idea of someone who might be standing next to you, and you can see how they're dressed and everything, but it's kind of faded. It's sort of almost like a watercolor. It's not solid. So there's this level of your ancestors, your history. All the people that came before you are with you as well. So it's not just community on the earth, it's community all over. And your higher self is connected to that community. You can see here, your higher self is connected to all these beings that are around you, that are supporting you, that are here to help you through this difficult phase. And spiritual ancestors, so, well, yeah, of course, spiritual ancestors. So they're in spirit. So call on your family, call on guides, call on the other realms to come and help you with this, because they are your family, they are your community, they are here to help you. As all the channels that I've done on this YouTube Sacred Symposium, they're just here to help. They want to come in and help and assist. So call on them. And this is for ladies, for men, for children. So it's all levels. We can connect at all levels. Often children are very connected. So children are very tuned in, and then we program them out of it and say it's not real, or, you know, you need to forget about that because we have to move on and do these practical earthy things. But they are connected, and it's joyful. They look like they're opening their arms and welcoming them in. There's angelic energy all around, but the energy is full as well. Here you can see all this energy, and it's kind of moving and fluctuating and full. It's not vast empty space, it is full. And so connect to that community, connect to the higher realms, ask for that support and receive it. These are family. This is your family. Your family isn't also just blood family, as it is with ancestral lineage. It is also spiritual family. You have come from the spiritual world. So they know you very well, and they are here to help. That's lovely. That's so nice. I'm going to take maybe 31. One card from this new deck. If you saw my last tarot, there's this beautiful new deck I got for my birthday, which I absolutely adore. I might just take one card, so it's kind of like a feathers. It's kind of like a, thank you. I shouldn't be blowing them away, should I? What was I going to say? Yeah, I might just take one because there's sort of goddess energies, so I might just take one. We'll see what comes out. But yeah, I hope you're well. Oh, the sun is just gorgeous out there. I hope to get out and have a little look at it a little bit later, maybe for a walk. But let's see how these cards are going to go. Will I take that one? Two. Okay. Okay, interesting. The back, just to show you, is adjustment. So looking back, moving forward. So again, that's kind of ending what has been and moving forward. That's possibly your two elements. So looking at the past and moving forward into the future. And this is your path. Your path is opening up. That's it as well. There is a path opening up for you. So keep your eyes open. Like, take the blindfold off so you can see your path. And you've got the owl here as well, which is all about wisdom. That's coming through as well. So be prepared to feel guided maybe by your ancestors. So they might come in and sort of guide you or point you in the right direction. And let's look at these. So the first one is beautiful. I'm not sure if we've had this before, but it's opening heart, deep connections, water blessings. So that's beautiful. Connecting to the water, connecting to your emotions. Connecting to water, and it's number 11, which is a very spiritual number. It's master number. And can point to twin flame as well. So someone might be across the water. You might be able to send messages across the water. You can program water. And the next card is courage. You can see this great lion here. So the lion is the courage, the strength in the tarot. It's your inner strength, your power, your self-esteem again. And it says strength, fierceness, and family. So it's beautiful, isn't it? And this is 1-on-1, which is 2. And this is, can you see that? 2. So I'm just going to read a little bit from this one because I don't know these cards very well. And I have to make sure I don't run on too long. I always just try and skim through it and give you an idea of what it says. So this mermaid princess, priestess even, princess. So keep that sort of princess energy, that queen energy going, but also the priestess. So she's holding out her hand, calling your attention to the right, which is your future. So this is the thing, again, drawing you forward to your future and your many upcoming opportunities for connection. Her hand is held over the heart center, as this card portends important relationships on many levels. The first is potential for a deeply intimate romantic love. Your your soul longs to connect, so allow yourself to release any resistance and open your heart to trust. The next is kinship of friends. Oh my God, I can't speak or can't read, one or the other. And loved ones who truly resonate with your higher desires and beliefs. This family of your soul brings support and joy that help expand your consciousness in amazing directions, including energetic realms. And I'm feeling giggly because I'm kind of getting in the back of my head. When you're around family, you can mess up. When you're around family, you can make a blunder. When you're around family, they kind of take the mick out of you if you say something, if you do something silly, right? But there's comfort in that. There's a real freedom in that. And sometimes it's funny when someone, you know, just points it out and jokes or laughs at you, not in some real critical way or shaming way, but just in, you know, if you've got family around, they'll always put you in your place or, you know, just kind of correct you. So I feel like there's that energy, that fun messing around kind of energy as well. The rolling waters of the sea represent the profound presence of spirit and the depth of the connections you can now make with the vast spiritual world around you. These heart-to-heart communications can be life-changing, so set yourself be open. Oh my God, I can't speak. So let yourself be open to receiving the powerful waves of inspiration and guidance coming your way. So that's really nice. It's really pointing to the future. It's pointing to change and pointing to a heart level. Interesting because it's 11, could be a twin flame coming into your life, perhaps from overseas. But it's also pointing that, as well as, you know, beginning a new relationship, it might be to do with moving somewhere near water. It might be doing to just go to the beach and absorb the negative ions from seawater. Immerse yourself in seawater. The salts of the water are becoming very important. We're hearing a lot more about salt water and how amazing it is for us, particularly seawater. Pam Gregory on YouTube talks about this a lot. Yes, so that's that one. And I guess we need courage to step forward into this new life. We need courage, right? We need to be able to take a deep breath and step forward. Setting up a YouTube, you have to take a deep breath and step forward, and you have to sort of put yourself out there and put your face out there. And it's, oh my goodness, it's scary, but you need to have some courage. You need that solar plexus self-esteem. You need to find that courage and that bravery, and it comes, it's assistance, it comes to you. So the fierce lion. The lion looks ahead to the time before him with a tranquil courage, ready for anything. He reveals that an important event is on the horizon for you. A situation may require that you summon up your courage and perhaps even take a few risks. So often to start something new, you might have to step out, you might have to take a few risks. The lion is known as the king of beasts because of his mighty roar and regality. Again, we've got the queen in the empress, and we've got the regalness in the lion. This situation facing you may involve direct action or strong communication of some sort. You must have the courage to express your truth and make your desires known. So again, that truth card coming in, knowing who you are. Stop fighting your internal commentary. You know, it might be time to trust yourself, know yourself, and step forward with that. Sorry if you can hear shouting. There's some shouting outside. The word courage comes from the French word for heart. Isn't that interesting? She is connecting to the heart. And then we have courage, which comes from the heart. And the Leo, which is symbolized by the lion, is all about heart energy. This card is telling you that even if you've felt uncertain or frightened in the past, you now have the strength of heart to face your life with self-actualized clarity. And that's the clarity that you weren't getting before. You have to take off the blindfold so you can see. Whether it's regarding a relationship or a situation at work or at home, the action you engage in or expression of your truth now will be blessed by purity of your divine heart. The lion is a social animal, so that social aspect, that St. Patrick's Day, that getting together, that family, community. And the lion is a social animal that lives in family groups. So on a practical level, this card may be sending a message regarding that experience. You may need to care for a family member or encourage them to take greater care of themselves. Or a new member of the family may also be coming your way. So it asks you to bring the courage of your soul into all issues of your life. Stand in your true power now and always. Love those. I'm going to take one more card just to finish. And these are the colour cards. Really nice colour cards. So might help you connect with a colour. And in doing so, you can wear that colour, you can look at that colour, you can paint with that colour, you can tie a ribbon around your wrist in that colour. So it's just a way of introducing one colour into your life, into your week. So let's say St. Patrick's week. What colour do we need? Doesn't have to be green. Oh, that's too many. That is too many. What was that one? Right, I said it doesn't have to be green, but obviously they didn't want me to miss out on, and it's so perfect because we are Irish from the Emerald Isle and the colour is emerald. So that's very Irish, very St. Patrick's, and you've got the water here, so the emotional aspect of Ireland, the connection to the heart of Ireland. Green is the heart energy. So connecting to the heart of Ireland, connecting to all that is that resonance, and that's all over the world. They're Irish all over the world and have been for so long. We have travelled to all corners of the earth. So wherever you are, touch in and tune in to some of this and let it rub off on you, and let yourself enjoy a jig and a reel or a bit of fiddle music, or just even a Guinness, you know, just let yourself soak in a little of that energy, a little of the emerald energy. And it says calm your mind, body and soul. That's 30. So let me just read you what the emerald says. Obviously, just going from green, right, emerald is a very precious stone. It's not really recognized enough. I think emerald is beautiful. It's a beautiful colour. It's very Irish, the Emerald Isle, etc. But also green is about fertility. Green is about growth. Green is about growing. So new elements are growing in your life. This fertile period, this lush period, you know, the forest, you go into the forest and all of the different greens in the forest, breathing in that clean air, that exchange of oxygen, carbon dioxide, that healthiness. So it's about health, healing. It's about green foods, introducing green foods into your life. So like the herbs, like spinach and kale and green leafy vegetables, bringing all of that into your life, that healthiness, that nature, connecting to nature as well, and connecting to water. Here we have the water again. So is this wisdom in the water, this connecting with the water, and perhaps salt water again? There might be an element of salt water. The Isle of Ireland, the Emerald Isle, is an island, so it is surrounded by sea. So connecting to that sea, that water around you, the coast, the holy water, the blessed water. Being a very religious country, we bless water and then we bless ourselves with the water. So there's this holy water as well, which draws me back to St. Patrick. You know, the idea of the Trinity with the shamrock. What was it? Father, Son and Holy Spirit. And then where I would say mind, body, soul. So there is this perhaps blessed water, a blessed time, a time for blessing the waters, time for blessing the seas around our islands. Let's see what the thing says. That says 30, 45. Okay. Emerald helps you with overcoming fears, releasing frustration, and creating calm, which we need to move forward. Use this colour to bring harmony to challenging situations. So here's your challenge. So if you're having a difficulty, wear green, wear emerald green. Use this colour to bring harmony to challenging situations and dissolve aggression and mend a broken heart. In the heart healing. Emerald also increases your self-esteem. Oh my goodness, they're all coming together, aren't they? Attracts abundance, which is the Queen or the Empress, and replenishes your energy. Calm your mind, body and soul with emerald rays. So you can also meditate, you can also take yourself into a meditation and just ask for the emerald ray to surround you, and just like an egg of green, and then just allow your body to absorb the energy. Bring in Archangel Raphael, who's on the green ray. So Archangel Raphael's color is green. It says here, go into a garden and take deep breaths of fresh air as you focus on all the greenery around you. Place your hands on the grass to feel the healing, calming energy it contains. You can also walk barefoot, which is very grounding and actually anti-inflammatory as well. Imagine what it would be like to be a blade of grass, growing without resistance. Breathe in its emerald rays, allowing peace and calm to flow through you. Say, Divine Love, I rejoice in the wonder of nature. Every time I focus on the greenery around me, I feel calm, perfect, balanced, and in harmony. And that's it. You know, if you get a chance, if the weather clears up, either just look at your plants and connect with your plants, or get out into the outside to a park or to a walk or to a forest or a wood or your garden, if you're lucky enough to have a garden, and just connect with that green. I can't believe it. This is St. Patrick's week and we have come back to the emerald green. Beautiful, perfect. I hope that resonates with you. Do let me know. Leave me a comment. Do give us a like, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing a channeling next. So hopefully I'll get that to you today too. But for now, have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. I think it's La Féile Pádraig Shona Div. So blessings to you all. Have a great week. And I hope to be with you again next week. So enjoy the celebrations. Maybe this isn't water. Maybe it's something else. Sláinte.